Hello, my name is Calvin Smith, and today I'm back again, and I am going to be using Ansible Tower to do a rolling upgrade. But first, I wanted to give you a quick preview of what my demo environment looks like. I have an Ansible Tower that I'll be doing the majority of the work from, and we'll be pulling content from our satellite server. We have 4 demo servers that we're going to be playing with. We have 2 web servers and 2 app servers. So I do little air quotes out here, but let's move on. First thing I want to do is show you the Ansible playbook that we're going to be using. It's a pretty simple playbook. All this is going to do is update the servers in a serial fashion. The key piece here is a serial at 1 to tell Ansible to go through the servers one at a time, and then you do your yum update. And so we can take this playbook and go into the Ansible Tower and create a job template to run it. So let's go ahead and start doing that. First thing we want to do is we bring the update servers in as a project. They're already here. And we're going to set up a smart inventory based off of the satellite inventory. We're going to grab all of the web servers. Smart filter is going to be all the servers, the word web in them. Yes, I know this is pretty simple, but you can use much more complex filters if necessary. So let's save that. Okay, so we're going to create a new inventory for app servers as well since we're here. This is also going to be a smart inventory. See the list of servers here, so it looks like we're well on our way. So let's save that, and we should have web servers and app servers. Excellent. We're gonna create our job template now. Let's call this web server rolling update. We're gonna add our web server smart inventory. Gonna attach credentials to this job template, and we'll connect it to the update servers project and serial update playbook, the one that I showed you prior. So let's save this, and we can launch this. Let's take Okay, this is looking pretty good. We can bring up web 1 and we can see the update running. Well, it's not running yet. It's still figuring out what it needs to run, but we'll monitor that. Meanwhile, I'll bring up web 2, and if things go according to plan, once it's finished updating web 1, it will move over to web 2. So let's so we can sort of see everything here. I will speed this up for posterity. Okay, you can see a new kernel being installed, so the server needs to be rebooted. But we won't do the reboot yet. We will save that for a little bit later. Okay, it looks like web 1 is finished and it's moving on to web 2. Let's see what this is looking like. Okay. So, as you noticed, the new kernel was installed. Server needs to be rebooted. In order to do that, I'm going to use a slightly different playbook. This one's called serial update reboot. And what this does is essentially still does the update, but now we're installing yum utils, and we determine if the server needs to be rebooted, and if a reboot is necessary, then reboot it. You can see that there's a 3600 second timeout to wait for the server to reboot. before it moves on to the next one. So let's create a new job template for our app servers. I'm going to call this one app server rolling updates. Okay, so inventory is going to be our app servers. The project is update servers. The playbook is serial update reboot. The credentials is going to be password access. And save that. This will allow you to update the server and reboot it. But let's make this a little bit more interesting. If you wanted to do both your app servers and your web servers, you can create a workflow template. And we'll call this application rolling update. We'll save that. And now it drops us into our workflow visualizer, where we can now take our job templates and set them up to run in series or in parallel, with options around success or failure. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to run it in series, where the web servers would go through and then the app servers would go through. We can do it this way, and it'll flow from left to right. If we wanted to run it in parallel, we can just click on the start button, and then we can add it. We can add it here. So now it'll launch the web servers and the app server rolling updates at the same time. So let's get rid of this guy here, and we can save this. But before we do this, let's update our web server rolling update. Looks like it's finally finished. And we're going to switch it from serial update to serial update reboot. So it will also do a reboot when it's done. So now the web servers, which have already been updated, they'll get rebooted, and the app servers will be updated and rebooted at the same time. So let's see if we can actually watch this happen. So we have our web 1, web 2, here, app 1, app 2. Okay. Let's run them all, and let's run this job template and see what happens. Okay, so we get this view here where you see both of them crunching away. If you wanted to inspect, okay, let's minimize you. Okay, you can see this guy is being rebooted, web 1. Seeing as it was already updated, it's getting rebooted immediately. Whereas app 1 is being updated. Now it's moved on to web 2, and now it's being rebooted. Meanwhile, app 1 is still being updated. Now this could be set up to wait for a specific application to be running, or a particular port to be responding. There are a number of different options. The reboot option inside of Ansible will move on once it's able to reestablish a connection with the server. And there's app 1 being rebooted. So we could see now that the web server rolling update has been completed. It's nice and green. Alright, this error here is just when it's testing for the reboot. As you can see down here, it's been ignored. But both web servers were updated successfully. And we can go back And we can monitor our app server rolling update, which is now working on the second server. And eventually that will finish. So, okay. So thank you for your time. This is just one way of doing rolling updates. There are a number of different ways, a number that it could be refined, but this is a demonstration of doing rolling updates with the Ansible Tower. Thank you, and I hope this was useful for you.